Welcome back to the Max Reality. If you've seen my face before, then you know the drill. But if you're new here, I love talking all things reality TV, and that includes reviewing products from one of my favorite reality TV shows, Shark Tank. And today, we are talking about The Latch. The Latch first graced our television screens on Shark Tank Season 13, Episode 1. Laren walked into the tank looking for $150,000 for 15% of her ring holder. Unfortunately, she did not leave the tank with the deal, but that's okay because the Latch has continued to succeed without a Shark Tank deal. Honestly, this was a product I had kind of forgotten about, but how I was reminded about it is because I feel like this was blowing up all over TikTok, or at least it was for me. For a while, I could not open that app without seeing ads for this thing. And according to SharkTankRecap.com, it was one of the first official TikTok shops, and while I dislike TikTok shop, it ruined the app. Let's all be real. Let's all be honest. It is cool for them that they were one of the first, and I do think it probably has generated them a lot of good business, and it seems like the company is doing rather well. So I finally had a reasoning for needing one of these, and I thought it was high time to do a review video. While I do wear quite a few rings, I'd never really thought about needing one of these, but I have a trip in a little over a month where I might be getting another ring, foreshadowing to later in the video, and I thought it would be a good time to review this product because I thought this might be something I would want for that. Honestly, I probably should have got it for other ones of these rings that are also very important, but it just never really occurred to me until this era of my life. So the very first thing we have to talk about with this is the price. I decided to get their cheapest one, which is just a solid color one. They also have ones with designs on the top, and for this little guy, it was $12.95. On top of that, shipping for me was $4.45, making this thing a grand total of $16.10. I will say that didn't start us off on the best foot. When I saw the price, I was kind of like, and I still, even if this does exactly what it says it's supposed to do, which I think it will, I feel very confident this is going to work and it's going to be great. $16.10 just feels like a lot for this. Especially the designs on the top. I can't justify getting one with a design on the top because that makes it $16.95. So if shipping is the same, that would make it a grand total of $21.40. And I'm sorry, I can't imagine paying that for this. It's probably the biggest con of this item, I would say. I just feel like it could be cheaper. And this is me not 100% knowing this, but I have vague memories of a while ago, a couple years ago or so, when this was blowing up on TikTok, people bringing up the price and her being kind of defensive of it, which I get it. We're all hustling out here. It's a hard time. But I mean, it just feels like a little bit of highway robbery. But moving on, while the price is a little bit of a con, a pro I can give it is this thing shipped so fast. I ordered it Thursday, March 20th, and it was at my house Monday, March 24th. Very quick, did love that. I am planning to just keep this in my main purse before my trip so I can see if I get any usage out of it before then, but I do anticipate the main use for this coming during my trip, so obviously I will update you in the video with that, but before the trip, I thought it would be fun to see if all my rings fit in there, because I actually haven't tested that out yet. Hadn't thought about it until like yesterday or so. I did put one of my rings in there just to see how it was, and it was great, but I made the realization that I'll have 5 rings in here, so I'm just curious how they'll all fit. I also did get to use this once so far since I got it, but not for its intended purposes. I got a new camera recently, and I had to take the dust cover off to put a thing over it. That doesn't matter. Point was, I had to have the dust cover off, and I didn't want this just hanging out in my purse, and I was sitting there like, I don't know what to do. Bada boom, bada bing, put this in there. I kind of thought this wouldn't fit, but it did, and it worked great. I felt very secure in knowing exactly where this was, that it wasn't getting lost, it wasn't getting broken, so this is already doing what it needs to do just not exactly what it was for. So now I can demonstrate how this bad boy works. So you have the little ring here at the top. You just unclip it. Boom. And then this top piece slides off. And there you go. So let's see. Take all these off, set them in there. It just feels so much smaller. And then you start putting your rings in there and it's like, oh, obviously these all fit in here like just fine. Not a real problem. It's really just the Aura ring that takes up so much room, but they all fit in there very easily. It just feels so teeny tiny when it's like this. And then when you're done, you put the top back on, and you lock it. That way the top can't come off with that ring on it. You can also clip this to your keys if maybe you don't have your purse, whatever's going on. Clip it to something in your bag so you know where it is. But yeah, it keeps it locked. You can't open it. I'm trying my hardest to like open it. But it keeps it all nice and safe in there. Easy peasy. Now that we are all on the same page about what the Lion Latch is, what it's supposed to do, how much it costs, its time on Shark Tank, it's officially time to cut to future me to see how it's been using the Lion Latch.
Several long days later.
We are now over 2 months into the future, and the Lion Latch did get to serve its original purpose on my vacation. And like I was saying in the beginning of the video, in the over 2 months that I've owned this thing, I have kept it in my purse 100% of the time. That way I always had it, and now I feel like I can give an adequate review about how I feel on the Lion Latch. So for starters, like I was kind of talking about in the beginning of the video, it turned out that this thing's main purpose in the lifetime that I've had it so far is carrying this little dust cover. And while that may seem very stupid, it has been very nice always knowing where this thing is. These things are just so easy to lose, especially for somebody like me, and knowing that its home is inside this thing has been very nice. Great thing, it's always with me. Always know where it is. 10/10 for that, even though it's not like the intended use, it's still a great use for something like this just to keep any general small item. The main time I've actually used this as a ring holder was during my vacation, which was truly very nice. I am somebody who likes to keep my rings separate from the rest of my jewelry, and having them in the hotel every night, just putting them in there, knowing where they were, it was very, very comforting. I also used it anytime I went on a water ride. I made sure to put my rings in this, and it was very nice just like having a good secure place that they always were. They were all together, they weren't getting hurt, and I could put them right back on when I was done. And even though I really haven't used this for rings outside of my vacation, it is nice just keeping this in my purse and knowing if I needed to take my rings off, I just have a cute little place that they all stay nice and secure. Since I've said secure like 8 times, I do want to talk about another favorite thing about this, which is the way it all locks together, which is unique to the Lion Latch. And I should have known this from watching the Shark Tank episode, but I just didn't remember it until I was looking at like what the competition was for this. And I realized most of the competition would look like this, except it would screw top on and off, versus this thing where you have to like undo the little carabiner latch and then it'll open. So while you might see things that look similar to this on the internet, that's going to be the big difference between them, is the screw top versus this latching mechanism. And I'm going to be real, the latching mechanism 100% makes a huge difference for me. This just feels way more secure than like the screw lid. I know a lot of those aren't just going to like randomly unscrew, but still this just feels so much more secure to me. And when I found out this was unique to this, I was like, yeah, I get more. Like, yeah, I get it. I get why this is better than, like, the cheaper things on the market. I do still feel like there's a world where this could be a little cheaper, maybe. But at the end of the day, it is a small business. It is unique. And, you know, I have to admit, this has been great. Like, I really like this. I would recommend it to anybody who's, like, having to travel a lot, take your rings on and off, or if you're just somebody like me who has, like, small items that could fit into something like this, you'll need to take the measurements yourself. But, like, a little camera dust cover, I don't know, any other small little knickknacks you might need to carry around in a purse, like, 10/10. I can't recommend it enough. This has been working great. So final verdict Is the Lion Latch worth it? I'm going to say yes. For somebody like me, while I did feel like the price was maybe a little too much, at the end of the day, this has been very much worth it for me. Like I said, keeping this safe, chef's kiss. These things are so hard for me to keep up with. I've lost them before. So having them in something that's like bright colored like this, even though this matches my purse exactly, when I have it around my house, I know where it is. And even though it matches my purse, I can still easily find it in my purse versus this thing just floating around, possibly breaking, more than likely breaking. I love that it's nice and safe, and I love having this in my purse, knowing that if I needed to take my rings off for whatever reason, I would have a nice, secure place to store them. Because again, as I've said like a million times, I just like the way this closes. This feels super secure to me. I'm not worried about it. Like, it's gonna be like, it's already sometimes difficult for me just to open it, which that's what I prefer with something like this. So, yes, the Lion Latch is worth it. 10 out of 10. Recommend. And that's going to be a wrap on my review of Shark Tank's Lion Latch. If you made it this far in the video, seriously, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it down below. If you like Shark Tank product reviews, Shark Tank recaps, those won't be happening for a minute, but the minute the show comes back, I'll be back, or reality TV in general, make sure to check out the channel and subscribe. It is a good time over here. As always, I want to hear your thoughts, feelings, opinions, all that and more down below. Do you own a Lion Latch? Do you love the Lion Latch? Do you hate it? I want to hear all that and more. And until then, I'll see you in the next one.